It symbolized God's authority, and Satan desired to defile that authority for his own gain. If Satan could have gained control over Moses' body, he might have used it to sow discord among the Israelites, leading them to idolize Moses and forsake the true worship of God. But God, in his wisdom, had other plans. Instead of allowing Moses' body to become a point of contention or a source of spiritual confusion, he took matters into his own hands and buried Moses in a secret place, ensuring that no one would ever discover his tomb. This act served as a divine reminder that Moses, despite his greatness, was still a servant of the Almighty. His life and death were part of God's greater plan, and his burial in secret kept the focus where it should have been, on the Creator, not the created. Beyond the issue of idolatry, there is another layer to this mystery: Moses' profound humility. The Bible tells us that Moses was the most humble man who ever lived, a quality that God deeply honored throughout his life. Moses did not seek glory for himself, and even when he performed miracles, he never took credit for them. Instead, he always pointed back to God. His refusal to take credit for his accomplishments, his consistent devotion to God, and his willingness to serve his people with all his heart were qualities that made him unique among leaders. By burying Moses in secret, God was, in a way, honoring Moses' humility. Moses did not need a grand tomb or a memorial to be remembered. His legacy was not built on earthly monuments, but on his faithful service to God. In this secret burial, God was saying that true greatness lies not in being remembered by human standards, but in being faithful to God's will, no matter the cost or the recognition. This secret burial also served to distinguish the Israelites from the surrounding pagan cultures. In the ancient world, it was common for leaders and kings to be buried in grand mausoleums, with ceremonies designed to elevate their status. The Egyptians, for example, built the Great Pyramids as tombs for their pharaohs, and in other cultures, rulers were deified after death. God's decision to bury Moses in secret stood in stark contrast to these practices, signaling that the Israelites were not to follow the idolatrous traditions of the nations around them. They were to focus on worshiping the one true God, not the memory of their past leaders. But let's not forget the deeper spiritual lesson here. Moses was, indeed, a great leader, but he was not the ultimate authority. God alone holds that title. Moses' burial in secret reminds us that no matter how high a person may rise in the eyes of the world, we are all ultimately servants of God.